Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, I'm going to go over to fadeawayworld.net, and I will list the article writer and all of the details in the description, as I always do. Out of respect, I will not try to pronounce the article writer's name. Please, respectfully. Adam Silver on Kyrie Irving, based on what he said directly to me, have no doubt that he is not anti-Semitic. The NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has came out in Kyrie Irving's defense by claiming he doesn't think Irving is anti-Semitic. The controversy around Kyrie Irving sharing an anti-Semitic movie on Twitter has been one of the biggest in the NBA this season. This has become a high-profile issue in a time where there have been many anti-Jewish statements made by different pop culture figures. Kyrie's promotion of the movie and a refusal to apologize for it led to a suspension from the Brooklyn Nets, and he now has to complete a 6-step program before the Nets will clear him to return. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had a one-on-one conversation with Ivan and has come out and said that he doesn't believe Kyrie is anti-Semitic. In a statement, he said, "He's someone I've known for a decade, and I've never heard any anti-Semitic word from him or, frankly, hate directed at any group. Whether or not he is anti-Semitic is not relevant to the damage caused by the posting of hateful content. It's something I've been very involved in. It's obviously an incredibly unfortunate situation. It's not a secret. I've met with Kyrie earlier this week. I personally, based on what he said directly to me, he no doubt that he's not anti-Semitic. But I think there's a process that he's going to now need to go through. I think he understands that and incidentally, it's now with the Nets who are working with specifics. Okay. It continues to say that Silva seems content with how the Nets are dealing with the issue and will leave Kyrie's return to the court up to the team. Will Kyrie Irving return this season? Everyone is curious to see Ivan back on the floor, even if it's not for the Brooklyn Nets. The hassles Kyrie has brought are just not working for the team anymore, and they should probably trade him away before parting with him in the off-season for nothing. The Nets have been better without Ivan on the court in the last few games. The team is not looking like a contender with Ivan anyway, so I'd be best for them to move on. Not many teams around the league will take the risk of having Kyrie Irving on their team, but there will definitely be options on the table. Okay? And that is the end of the article right there. Apparently, Adam Silver seems to think, based on his one-on-one conversation with him, that he's not anti-Semitic. Um, who knows why Kyrie Irving posted the video? Um, it depends. You can hardly say anything and it not be taken as anti-Semitic. Um, I think it's a big contrast from other groups that have been discriminated against. But when it comes to quote unquote saying something anti-Semitic, it's like the whole world just automatically, you can't say that, but it happens in every group. I don't think that they should be put over top of any other group that has faced uh, racism or anti-Semitic speech or hate speech or anything like that. It is what it is. If Kyrie Irving has to do the 6 steps to be welcomed back to the Nets, then so be it. Um, Keep in mind, just because he is an athlete and that he plays for the NBA, he is still a man. He was a man before he, got the contract. He's a man that has his own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And of course, just like anybody else in this world, there's a lot of people that's not going to agree what he says, what he shares, what he posts. Um, you know, uh, Take it how it is. A lot of players, I think, in his position, if it happened the same way, they would have folded and not stand on their square and, said how they feel. Just because you won't apologize does not mean that you're anti-Semitic. It does not mean that you don't like or hate a certain group of people. It's just, he has his reasons, and by any means, I am not taking up for him, but I do understand the power of free speech and thought, and that's how he feels. That's how he feels. I'm not going to sit up here. It's just like when Nick Cannon, he didn't even say anything. He just had Brother Polite. Well, not polite. Excuse me. I apologize for that. Not polite. Jesus Christ. He had someone on his podcast. Professor Griff was his name, and he spoke on some things, and apparently the Jewish community took offense to that. And Nick Cannon didn't even say anything, and next thing what I'm saying, he's not doing it. He's not doing the podcast no more, and I'm like, wow, he didn't even say anything. He just interviewed the guy. So I mean, if you can't see past that, based on every other group, ethnic group, and I'm just saying, religious group, um, you know, I don't know what to tell you. When it comes to certain groups of people, the whole world gets, in a tizzy when racism and hate speech happens everywhere. Some people, they get their just due and their just cause, and they get public outrage, and everything stops. People lose their jobs, people lose talk shows, podcasts, and everything else. And when it comes to other groups of people, we get a day. We get a day or a month or a week, or sensitivity training and stuff like that, and everybody forgets. Whereas though the contrast from that is, Kyrie Irving did post that video on Twitter for whatever reason. I cannot speak for that man. And now you have celebrities and everybody coming out and like, oh, we want to get this movie taken down and blah 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 blah. Where was all this, hoopla about Birth of a Nation? But isn't that still in the Academy's vault? Anyway, I'm just saying. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. No, by any means. Let me be clear. By any means, should anyone spread hate speech or anti-Semitic talk about anyone, it's not the right thing to do. However, the truth of it is, regardless if you're not a biased person or a bigoted person, you do have some hiccups about certain groups and demographics of people. And it's basically because of what you've been taught. And yeah, the only person that can change that is you. So basically, I'm saying the man is free to say how he wants. Be as that he played in the NBA, is he played in the NBA. Okay? There's been other controversial figures in the NBA, and they're still counted as some of the greatest to ever grace the court. So I'm just saying, will this pass? I think it will. Will Kyrie Irving survive? I think he will. Do he care really about everybody having an attitude or an issue? No, not really. I don't think that he does because, um, you know, I don't think he does. I'm not speaking for him. That's just my opinion. I don't think that he does. Nevertheless, he does have a job. That is his job. And with any job that anyone, regardless if you're famous or not, if you have to go through the process of getting back or being let off suspension, you will do that if you want to keep your job. So, I mean, it's no different, except that he's a nationally world-known uh, athlete, that plays for the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hey, if you think that Kyrie Irving is going to tone it down after this with anything, uh, yeah, yeah, don't hold your breath, you know, pretty much. But I would like to know what you think about it. Please, by any means, please don't take what I said as anti-Semitic. If you want to know how I truly and genuinely feel, I will let you know. You may not agree with my opinion. I'm gonna tell you that straight off the bat. You may not agree with me, but I do believe, first and foremost, that everyone born on this earth has a right to exist and live in peace. Yeah, but yeah, you might not like my response. I'm gonna be honest with you, but yeah, join me down in the comment section. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video or any of my videos that I have on my channel, and I will definitely get back with you in the next one.